District College of Special Education. And on behalf of my teacher and my guru, my guide, principal of Loyola Andhra National University, Haryana. So I present this paper before you. And the title of the present paper is Barrier-Free Access for Children with Special Needs in India. So actually, this paper was prepared basing on the issues of the practical problems faced by children with special needs. So actually, the children with special needs can be categorized into various types such as multiple disability, visual impairment, hearing impairment, deaf and also hard of hearing, so intellectually disabled. So likewise to have various issues, but regarding each and every disability, I call it as of all these things, we should have a kind of barrier-free access. So that is what which resembles the empowerment. Just before we had a wonderful sessions from the resource persons. The terminology they have used, I think that they are very enlightening. The word empowerment. So, in my opinion, and to the best of my knowledge, empowerment can be achieved through these practical issues of what we call barrier-free access. So, barrier-free access is particularly relevant in the context of children with special needs because they have a variety of needs which need to be addressed. And moreover, this particular paper focus on the access of physical environment as well as the access to curriculum, that means both curricular and co-curricular activities, and the teaching methods, what we call the teaching environment of the children with special needs. So, and moreover, in this present paper, I would like to discuss various acts and also policies emphasizing the provision of barrier-free access and moreover, what we call the teaching learning material for the children with special needs. And coming to the goal of education, the aim of the object of education for both what we call able and also disabled. That means what we call able-bodied or disabled, whatever it may be. The goal of education for children with or without special needs is to prepare them for a happy, productive, and a useful civil life. When education has become the right of every child, whether able-bodied or disabled, it is important that every child of school-going age receives education in the manner he is to be received. And moreover, to achieve this aim, that means the aim and objective of education, that is education for all children, including the children with special needs. So here we need to give a kind of importance and emphasis on the children with special needs. They must be provided optimal support in regular schools. So as we have both special schools and even regular schools. Special children need all these care and concern and more to supplement their different able talents. So and here the adaptation of this barrier-free access. So it is unique and moreover it is a day-to-day challenges faced by what we call the children with special needs. So it is imperative so the goal of education for all can be achieved. It serves as that means the barrier-free access serves as a catalyst for the smarter practices and broader perspectives and to improve quality of life of children with special needs. So this should not be limited only to the buildings and the physical infrastructure, but also to the curriculum and the teaching learning processes. Over physical factors pose barriers to learning and participation, simple ramps, and the internal classroom management can easily help this particular situation to overcome these challenges faced by children with special needs. So here, if you consider the Child Rights Convention, that means the right to survival, right to participation, right to what you call protection, and even right to development, and even these rights are possessed by, or even children with special needs have these rights. So just before coming to this place, I asked a few students, a few Loyalites here, so where do you have the lift? They said it's beside 2 and 7. So that is also a kind of barrier-free access or barrier-free environment. So this is in the physical structure or what we call it as infrastructure basis. And let me remind you a few policies and also a few acts related to these barrier-free access, which emphasize on the barrier-free access of children children with special needs. So for example, if you take PWD Act, Persons with Disability Act of 1995, and also National Trust Act of 1999, and will have this development medium framework for action, inclusive and also barrier-free, and rights-based for the society. And here you have UN Convention on the Rights of the Persons with Disabilities, and as you all know, we have Service Charter, so which is on the basis of universalization of elementary education. That means compulsory education should be provided for the children of the age 6 to 14. So likewise, what we call the Bhavita centers that we see today, they are for the empowerment of all, they are to cater the needs of children with special needs. And if at all considering the general strategies for the barrier-free environment, so for the physical environment, in the sense the path from the gate, that means just now we spoke about the lift. So likewise, instead of staircase, we can have the ramp, or else the railing beside the steps. So likewise, the path from the gate to the school buildings and playground must be clear and level. All entrances and doors in the school building should be between 4 to 5 feet. So, and the access to the toilets, that means a special arrangement should be made as per the needs of these children. The drinking water outlets, and also there should not be any sharp turns on the way they are going. So likewise, all the physical environment should be streamlined in order to cater the needs of children with special needs. Likewise, access to the curriculum. So as this barrier-free access talks about both physical infrastructure and even for the curriculum, that means curricular and co-curricular activities. Here, the curriculum and even teaching learning process, there should be some what we call emphasis on the children with special needs, or focusing on the needs of these children. For example, adaptations and also accommodations to be made on the assessment, as also the procedures to be followed in designing the teaching learning material. And for that purpose, we need to make sure the availability of these things of teaching learning material, so that it should cater the people with special needs, the children with special needs. And here there are certain strategies, what we call for the people with the cerebral palsy. And as we have these special classes, they are not all what we call when compared with the general classrooms, the teacher and student ratio will be 1:10 or 1:12. Likewise, the seating arrangement should be like that. Just before we spoke about the barrier-free access, and moreover, this is regarding the classroom and also the seating arrangements. So, the teacher and student ratio, as we discussed, it should be 1:10 or 1:12. And moreover, for these people, what we call the teaching age, the communication boards, and each and everything should be according to their reach. That means arrangement of these teaching aids, so that they should not create any communication and also speech problems. So likewise, we have students or the children with mental retardation, that means intellectual disability. So intellectual difficulty, better call it also. So for them, the barrier-free access should be somewhat, these aids should be visual, sometimes it should be tactile, sometimes it should be pictorial. All this learning, that means all these teaching aids are learning. So they should be available in the schools. And moreover, the use of these concrete objects, like just before I spoke about TLMs, teaching and learning materials. So all this should be accessible, and moreover, there are certain strategies, that means barrier-free access strategies for children with hearing impairment. So the other way you can call it as deaf and also hard of hearing. So suitable hearing aids and the maintenance of those hearing aids should be provided to them, and moreover, the auditory training, what we call as audiometry and all these things. So likewise, we must ensure, in order to improve and enhance this barrier-free access to the children with hearing impairment, so we would ensure the Indian Sign Language interpreters. So I'm very thankful to the interpreter on the side. So we must ensure that the sign language interpreters in the classrooms. So likewise, according to the National Policy of Education, whatever it may be, the sign language formula will have 3 languages to be used in the classroom. That is what they have, L1, L2, and L3. So for that purpose also. So just now I spoke about the Indian Sign Language Interpreter, but sign language interpretation, as you all know, it carries a vital communication process for the children with special needs. Likewise, there are several strategies of this mandatory environment. So for the children with visual difficulties or visual impairment. So the teaching learning material should be specially designed as if it should be a large print or else it should be audio, most probably in the private script. And moreover, most of the labs and also lab equipment should be within the access of these students, and moreover, they should be in the private script. Availability and training of these aids and appliances such as private script and what we call abacus, so magnifiers. So these will improve the educational opportunities of the students with visual impairment. And we have certain strategies regarding children with mental disabilities. So the exact information should be provided. First of all, they need to be diagnosed and also assessed as per their